Tuning in, I'm your host John Michael. Today we're going to talk about Genesis chapter 17 verse 7. So this is an important verse. It debunks the whole Roman Catholic supersessionism thing. So we're going to learn about supersessionism, which is the replacement theology. Genesis chapter 17 verse 7, it says, I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee and to thy seed after thee. So read this 4 or 5 times to yourself and understand this. This is probably the most important verse that will solidify the evidence debunking Catholicism. Catholicism is a horrible heresy. So they totally omit this and they say, no, it's not an everlasting covenant. The everlasting covenant between God and Abraham is not something that's just going to be annulled by just because the Jews are in unbelief. Oh yes, that changes that changes the faith of God somehow. So you say, well, like how is that going to change the faith of God? Like, didn't God say it's an everlasting covenant? Oh yes, but see, we're Catholics and we're heretics and we want the promises, greater Israel and stuff like that. Fake Jews. It's just kind of weird. But that's what they teach. So supersessionism. Make sure you understand that. Maybe you should go see some pro-Catholic videos and say, what is supersessionism? Well, and you're going to have a mother with a weird suit and, Mother Angelina, can you please help me? I need to pray my rosary 4 times a day. And you have these weird videos on YouTube of these Catholic priests and stuff like that just spewing out the most vile heresy that you could ever imagine. Like, it's not even imaginable. It just has to be these wicked devils making it up. I don't know where they come up with this stuff. Genesis chapter 17 verse 7 is clear. The Jews have an everlasting covenant. Yes, they are in unbelief. The Jews are in unbelief, but that doesn't make them cast away. Like, you can't just cast away the Jews. They have an everlasting covenant. They were committed the oracles of God. Jesus himself was a Jewish person. This, God was the father. He impregnated, if you want to say it in our current wording, Mary when she was a young woman. Mary is not some sort of demigoddess that needs a statue and stuff like that, but it's Luke chapter 1, it says, read that stuff. Read it for yourself, and you'll see that Jesus is actually God in the flesh. This is true. And the Roman Catholic priests are heretics, and they just enslave the whole community. Well, enslave my whole community. This is the whole point of this video. Supersessionism is extremely, extremely, extremely vile. So you got the number one most vile teaching of the Roman Catholic Church is supersessionism, I would say. And then number 2 is the Eucharist, like the Eucharistic celebration. They're teaching that Jesus is this is the anti-Jesus, the Antichrist, is on the table there, and they're eating his physical flesh and drinking his actual physical blood. It just hurts my heart just even say that. The Jews are cast away and stuff like that. That's number 1. Yeah, that's a vile heresy. Those are 2 vile heresies. So number 1 heresy, the Jews are cast away and they're God's enemy, and basically, we can just kill them or whatever. Number 2 is we're drinking the blood, even though it says before the law it says don't drink the blood. In the law it says don't drink the blood, and after the law it says don't drink like physical blood, and they're over there drinking blood, and it just makes you wonder how deep the pits of hell go for these vile people. Like, it's just you have to be saved. Like that, if you're not saved watching this, my goodness gracious, you have to understand what hell is. If you think there's no heaven and hell, get off my channel. If you understand the truth that there is a heaven and there is a hell, and heaven is over here and hell is over there, and there are wicked sinners like all these wicked tranny Hitler. Like, I was always saying, oh yeah, Hitler's in hell. Hitler's a tranny. Hitler's a tranny freak in hell right now. She was a she. Tranny freaks go to hell. Like, there's not going to be any tranny freaks on the new heaven, the new earth. There's not going to be any trannies. That's great. This is great. This is great news. The New Testament is the news. This is the news. All those fake news on CNN and stuff like that. You got Anderson Cooper and Rachel Maddow and Wolf Blitzer, which is, they're all transgender. They're all part of this cult. There's so many. So check out my other videos about the Trinity cults, and make sure you understand there's nobody else between you and this Bible. There's no priests between you and the actual Bible. Roman Catholic Bibles are fake. Contains supersessionism propaganda, hate speech, basically hate propaganda, and just heresy. And it says in the Bible, don't even take away words out of this. Don't, please. Like, it's just, if you will, there's going to be consequences, it says. But they still do it because they're Satanists. Like, Roman Catholic people, the height of Roman Catholicism, they're the most evil Satanists that I've ever been. I couldn't even imagine that these people are they're just out in the open, and everybody goes to their things. And when I was in Spain, there was some sort of saint being canonized, and everybody was sitting down, and I was there listening to. I was like, this is idol worship. Like if there was like at least 1,000 people there, and it was insane. So Spain and Spanish is going good. I'm just learning Spanish. I'm trying to learn Spanish, but Spain is a great country. I definitely had fun when I was in Spain. I was in Bulgaria and stuff like that. I was also in Prague, Czechoslovakia. Very nice places to visit. And I'm thinking about going to Brazil or Philippines or Cambodia, China. I'm also thinking about Russia. Well, Russia, you need a visa and stuff like that. But definitely the European Union. I'm just gonna wait off a little bit before I go back in the EU. Just thinking maybe Africa, maybe India and stuff like that. These cool countries like Papua New Guinea and stuff like that. So traveling is definitely it's a lot of fun traveling. Thanks all for tuning in. See you guys soon.